Good morning. Good morning to everyone. And I would like to say good morning to the world and Merry Christmas to each and every one and all of the kids. Even though I do not celebrate Christmas, I will not take the spirit of enjoyment from the kids. I will not do that. Because I did. Once upon a time in my life, I did celebrate Christmas until I truly found out the meaning of Christmas. And I truly enjoyed it. We're not here this morning to prolong our show, what we are doing this morning. But just to say we're glad to be back here this morning with you all. And I do hope and I pray that you allow us to come into your homes wherever you may be. Allow us to come into your lives. I hope you do. Because we're here to try to benefit the peoples. We're not here to destroy you, but we're here to destroy the unrighteous things that you're doing. That's our purpose, our goal is for being here, to destroy that which is not right in the sight of God. And if it's not right in the sight of God, it shouldn't be right in your sight. Do you understand what I'm saying? I said, if it's not right in the sight of your Maker, then it shouldn't be right with you. They always said or told me, said, anything that you have to hide to do, then it must be wrong. But remember this now, no matter what you hide, whether you hide it in secret or whatever direction you choose to conceal these things, whether it's in your heart, you cannot hide it from your Maker, from your Creator. Now, today would be Monday at 4, I imagine about 4:10 or 4:15 a.m. in the morning. And we speaking on the parents. We're trying to get the parents to see their downfall. We're also trying to get you to see your downfall and what is wrong this morning. We were speaking concerning the gays, and we are going to continue talking about the gays. And not that we don't love the gays, because that's not so. And not that we wish the gays hardship. That's not so. But you see, I do know one thing, that this spirit is not of God. This spirit is a spirit of the air, of the fallen angels. When you speak about demons, you are speaking about the fallen angels. That's who you are speaking about. Now, If you choose to serve him, that's your own right. That's your own rights. But I choose to serve God. Now, the Spirit came upon me a few days ago, and I had my protege, my right-hand man, to write it for me as the Spirit uttered and gave it to me. And this morning, I want to make sure you don't miss a word of what I'm going to say. And if it pricks you in your heart, maybe that's good medicine for you. Because if it pricks you in your heart, then it must be true. If you can't stand to listen to it, then that means that devil that's within you has got to run. And after we do this, then I'm going into prayer for you all. The one that have the foul spirits in them. And pray to God to deliver you from this curse, from this demon that have taken control of your bodies, your spirit, your soul, and your mind. And I'm going to read this to you. And this is how the Spirit gave it to me. And my subject would be this morning, I came to deliver this message. I came to deliver this message. Homosexuality starts in the mind of degenerated, demonized peoples, demonized peoples, demoralized peoples, I'm sorry. Bear along with me. This early in the morning. And you're hollering, don't forget the gays. But one thing you must remember, the laws of God. And in his law, he called this form of sickness an abomination. He called it an abomination. And just in case you're short of understanding, an abomination means disgusting. Are you with me this morning? Disgusting. And God wants you to do away with this filth. He wants you to get it out of his sight. I said filth. He wants you to get this filth out of his sight. So I am Elijah the prophet. And I'll say this, don't you dare relax in your vomit, in your filth, nor in your feces. Because God's judgment is up on the world. Until you do away with this madness, Mr. President. Mr. President, you have lost respect with God. The mighty Jehovah God condemn all of you who participate in this madness. That means from boy to old man. That also means from girl to old woman. Because you know better. I call you young man because you are young and you are strong. But I call you old man because you're old and you're wise and you know the way. You know what God don't want. So I advise you all, you, Mr. President, before you go too far, to stop and correct this matter. Before God's judgment come upon all your plans. And that's not only for you, it goes for the whole world, all of the leaderships that's leading peoples in the direction that they should not go. Right now, I see the blind are leading the blind. And it's starting at the head of the class. It's in the leadership. And God is not pleased with this. I wanted you, Mr. President, to be the first president. I understand that was supposed to be a president for 48 hours. And I'm not speaking on that one. I'm talking about a real president. I'm not trying to show no partiality or racialism issues, but you would have been the first black president here in America that we could look up to and that we would have joy in our hearts because you would have been the first black president. I wasn't looking for nobody to lead me off the bridge on the deep end. But Mr. President, all respect is due to you, sir. You should have never left God behind. No matter if it was in politics or where, Mr. President. Because God loved you, and he still do, Mr. President. But you must understand, Mr. President, that God is not going to accept this, what you're trying to offer to the world. You going in the way of the forefathers. You are following satanic spirits, Mr. President. And you expect for me to honor you? You expect me to accept what you're doing, Mr. President? And you threaten the whole world. If they offend the gays, you were going to have them put into captivities. But the mighty God, Jehovah. Now let me stop still right here and pause for 1 second. When I say Jehovah, Jehovah, I do know that the well-learned students out there are saying, he's saying the name wrong. And I asked myself, I said, well, why would you say that I'm saying it wrong? And they would say, because there is no J in the Hebrew language. And I would say, you're right. It's not no J. But I also would say this to you. Regardless of what you call God, he knows your intention. He knows who you're talking to. He knows everything. He even knows what you don't say. He knows what you're thinking. So let's don't be so defensive and try to get so sophisticated by every dot. You don't dot every I across every T. Because I'm here to try to change these peoples. But you're right, there's no J in the Hebrew language. And I decided to stop and rectify that before we go any further. Now, the next scene that you hear from me, I will be praying for you all, that this foul spirit, this foul demon, would come forth out of you and let you go home, mother, and be a woman and not a what you call butcher. God don't believe in homosexuality. And let you go home, my brothers, and be what you was called to be, a man, and not trying to portray to be a woman, because you cannot be a woman, my brother. And I'm going to tell you right now, may God have mercy on you. And I'm going to do all I can to help you. And I'm going to say bye for now, but don't you dare turn that down, because I'm here for you in your household. And I want you to stay tuned with us now, right here on YouTube. Thank you.